So as you can see, homie like definitely is ready to eat. He he's like, post it up. He's hungry. And so we're gonna make it a little fun today. So you're wondering, how do you make your feedings more enriching? Well, tap in and let's find out. Hey, what's up fam? It's Blkhippiee here today with a new video. And so today I thought it would be cool to continue our talk that we had last time on enrichment. So a lot of you guys really liked that. And so anyways, I was looking at an article, it was talking about enrichment. And so kind of, I'm not gonna rehash all the points I brought up in the last video, but in this video, I just want to talk about that in the context of feeding. Like I never really put the two together, but the article that I read, it was saying like how if you make it, the experience when they're eating, like feeding frozen thaw, to kind of give them a chase, to give them a hunt, sharpens their mind, it gives them exercise, and more than anything, it's enriching. Essentially what I'm trying to say is, before I found this out, like, I was kind of giving my snakes a disservice in that degree of when I would feed them, I would just kind of dangle the, the dead rodent, the thawed out rodent in front of their hide, and they just come out and, and eat it. But that's not really stimulating enough. So what I'm gonna do from now on is I'm going to kind of, give them a chase. This tool or technique, I would imagine, it's gonna be awesome. So, I'll give them a simulation of it being real. So we're gonna try that. And like I said, I usually would just kind of dangle it in front of their hide. This time I'm gonna kind of give them a chase. And so giving them a chase, I feel like I said, it allows them to use their natural instincts. And so I think that's gonna be really cool to see. So another thing that article was talking about was, I would say like how you schedule your feedings. I was like kind of like the best way, or what I was finding online everybody was doing was, just the same day, same time and day, every month. I'm sorry, same time and day, like, every feeding, weekly or bi-weekly or monthly. But what I found out is that it's actually better to not do that. The article I was reading was saying that, if you were constantly feeding them at the same time, every single time they're expecting it, then it kind of takes away from that whole enriching opportunity. So, what the article is suggesting is like, instead of feeding it the same day or feeding it or having feedings always on the same time, it's better to kind of, mix it up a bit. And so I usually feed them on Wednesdays, but today I changed it up and I'm doing it on Thursday, which is today, and also in the afternoon, which I usually kind of feed them, I would say, in later afternoon or nighttime. But so changing up these things really kind of provides a really cool enriching experience for your animals. And so, that's, I think at the end of the day, that's all we're really trying to do is, provide a really cool life for our animals. So let's get on down with the feeding, and yeah, we're gonna do that. But before I do the feeding, I had a couple of people ask me, how do I thaw out my my rodents? And so I've done many videos on this, but I'll do this like quicker this time, or better. But all I do, you take your rodent, whatever it be, whatever its size, put it in a Ziploc bag. When defrosting the prey, you always use cold water. Do not use hot water. Do not microwave them. Those are things that will cause a really sticky, nasty situation, and you want to avoid that at all costs. So, like I said, cold water, put it in like an airtight container like this, like so. Make sure that, the rodents are in a plastic Ziploc bag. I use the freezer bags just so that water can't get inside of it. If water gets inside, that can sometimes descent the mouse or the rodent, rat, whatever. And so if you have that situation, your snake is probably not gonna eat it. So like I said, so what I do is take your thermometer gun and then you check it. I check every 15 minutes. It depends on how big the rodent is as to the time it will take to defrost. I would say like when I defrost small rats for my ball python, that can take like an hour, 20 minutes. It just depends. These are adult large mice, so these usually take roughly like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. But like I said, so you have the cold water and you let it get to room temperature. So room temperature, we're talking like 69 degrees, 73, 74 degrees, around there. Once your rodent or the prey has hit that particular range temperature, then you go ahead and you take the water out, the cold water, and you replace it with hot water. What I typically do when I get to the hot water part, I always measure the water, or I take the temperature of the water and I try to get it at roughly, I would say like 115 degrees to 118 degrees. And once it's at that temperature, I'll then put the bag with the rodents back inside of this container, let it sit for like another 5 minutes, check it again. And with my boas, typically I let them get to, the prey size gets roughly, I would say, like in the 80s, right? So the 80s, 90s, then I take them out the bag and I feed them. So it's that simple. Just make sure you always do cold water first, then hot water next, or hot water after, or however you heat it up afterwards. I'd even recommend, if you're trying to transition your snake from live feeding, if you're transitioning from live feeding and you're trying to go to frozen thaw, what I would recommend is after you've done the heating portion, like within hot water for say like 5 minutes or so, and now the prey is at, let's say it's in the 89 degree temperature, what I would then do is I would blow dry it. So I blow dry it and try to get it into like that 100 degree. So like 100, 103 degrees, and I'm telling you, it works every single time when I would ever have to transition a snake from live to frozen thaw. So it's that simple. Right now it's in the cold phase, so once it reaches like that room temperature, I'm gonna swap the water out with some hot water, 118 degree water roughly, and let that sit for like 5 minutes, and then we feed. So yeah, let's go on with the feeding. So, you know, like the whole idea with this is just to kind of like, you know, like I said before, just to kind of like stimulate their minds, right? So with with Bowie, the first one, the first feeding, he was already out and ready, and there's only so much space in the sense of my warm hand being in there and moving around. So I was hoping that he would be like in his little hide and he would come out to get it, but he was already out. He was ready. So I tried my best to kind of stimulate his mind, but I feel he was just so hungry. He just shed and he took 2 big dumps, so I feel he was super ready to eat. Kiki, my albino, you know, I always, as soon as I feed her, I just always kind of put it in front of her hide and she goes right for it. Today, I felt like, you know, just dangling it around and keeping it in there. It was definitely, you can see her mind working, right? And so that's just my whole point. Even if they're still gonna stay in their hide, you know, kind of how Kiki did, you know, as long as you're in there and you're just kind of, you know, like I said, like making them kind of like, how do you say, work for it a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's the difference, is letting them work for it a little bit. I find a lot of times before coming across this article, I would just drop it, you know what I'm saying? It would be like kind of a really quick bang, bang, done deal. They wouldn't really work for it. And so now all my snakes, I'm gonna make them work for it a little bit. I feel it stimulates their mind, you know, and it's just really productive in the sense of that, you know, like I said, it's enriching for them. And honestly, it just makes them happy, right? So people say, like, can snakes be happy? I mean, not in the way like happiness is for humans, but in a way they can be happy. Like eating, that's a reward, right? So there's like a, you know, hits of dopamine, right? Like your mind is stimulated, you feel successful. When they're hiding in their hides, that's a sense of security. Boom, dopamine's kind of hit and it makes them feel good. So yeah, like there are ways snakes can feel good, but like, I mean, is a snake like happy all the time? I mean, content is the best way of really kind of describing it, I find. Content and healthy in the sense of like they're not trying to, you know, they're trying to escape or go somewhere else because their conditions are too bad. But anyway, so that does it, fam. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe. So that does it, fam. Thanks again for watching. Like I said, please like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. You know, the more love and subscriptions we get, the more cool stuff we can do, right? And so that does it, fam. Thanks again for watching. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, put it in the, you know, the comment section below. I'm always down to, you know, reach out to you guys and, you know, and help out and provide whatever experience I can. So that does it. Thanks again for watching. Blkhippiee out. Peace.